Now, here in the studio, their school is the defending NSMQ champions. They graduated 25 years ago. And as their tradition will have it, they are the organizers of this year's Speech and Prize Giving Day, which is the 83rd edition. This morning, we're glad to have joining us in the studio two gentlemen from PRESEC Legon, and they are members of the 96-year group, Odadie Augustus Richardson, who also happens to be the Honorary Secretary of the Ghana Institute of Architects, and Dr. Erica Sante Daku. Gentlemen, welcome.
Our pleasure.
All right, so my little chat with some old students of PRESEC seems to suggest there's something unique about the 96 group. So you tell us, what makes the 96 group such a unique one?
Well, you were not lied to. I remember when we were in Sunday school, they said Jesus was asked the same question and he threw it back to them, that what do you say, or whom do you think I am? So it's best for outsiders to extol your virtues. But I think in our particular case, we were a little peculiar because we were the year, that is the 1996 year group, we were the only year that was able to have every bit of Ghana's educational system, as it were. Okay. So when we entered PRESEC in 1994, we met with the last batch of the O-levels, who now transitioned to become the A-levels. And so they finished in, I think that was in July, before they handed everything over to us to handle as an independent society on PRESEC campus. That transitioned us until we finished in December 1996. So if you look at it, we benefited from having our senior brothers there with us. They homeowned us, they did all those ones, and then we took it up ourselves to manage the student population. So that made it a little peculiar for us, and it's been with us since then. Right. And going forward to the university right up to now, we seem to be doing very well, and no wonder that our global president during our lunch or soiree of this 83rd Speech and Prize Giving Day described us as special. And when Mr. Ofori Sapon, Dr. Ernesto Ofori Sapon tells you that you are special, then you know that there's something special about
you're special like a specialized.
Exactly.
But isn't it the case that you probably were the naughtiest?
I wouldn't say that.
A bunch of very naughty, students causing chaos all over the place.
No, I don't think you can describe our year group as maybe a naughty group. We were I think our predecessors, the 95-year group, had won the NMSQ, which interestingly, the National Maths and Science Quiz, which interestingly we are about to just compete in at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock, PRESEC.
And hopefully, by the grace of God, take it for the 7th time, which we're really routing for.
Let's see how it goes.
Well, yeah, you never know.
There's a crack also in there, and there's a Kwakman school also.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the records, I think they speak for themselves. So I'm not going to go into that. But I think that what is even more special for us was that almost in 2010, we started meeting together as the 96-year group and started doing certain things to give back to the school, hallmark of which was the mentorship program that we started with. So the interest was that, as a student, young person in school, you're sort of wondering, what's the future like? I mean, if I want to be a journalist, if I want to be a doctor, I want to be an architect, I want to be a pilot, what happens? So we got together a number of the classmates who were doing, all kinds of trades and professions, and went back to the school to give back. And it's something that we continue to do, which will be featured in our program.
Is that the same thing that got Gary and the rest to go back there, speak with the students? Gary Al Smith.
Yes, it's sort of a spin-off of that. Yes, but that was the main idea, to try and get people back. And then 5 years after that, we went back to also renovate the classroom block. And then eventually now we have our 25th, which is a hallmark for us, as a school, to have 25 years out of school, sponsor and do the Speech and Prize Giving Day. So that's coming up, and we have something very special to share with the general public.
Yeah, so we've seen some videos of your launch on social media. How different is this year's Speech Day from the others?
Well, there are a number of programs that will be running. I'll let Asante take us through those programs. However, I think what is most special is what we are giving back.
All right.
So historically, most year groups after 25 years will go back to the school, and as is tradition, most people would either support maybe the hospital or build a new block for students, because as you know, the numbers of people who need to get education is really critical, you know. So when we thought about it almost 4 or 5 years ago, our thought was very simple, that, you know, why do a one-time project than to do something that would exist and continue for years. So the idea for us was to come up with a 1 million CD endowment fund for the school, which I must say is very unique, because it's just a year group that came up with the funds and has raised the 1 million. The aim of it is not to spend, it's like a golden goose that lays the egg. So the 1 million will always be fixed in history. Okay. When we get proceeds from it, half of the proceeds will be given to the school. You know, a board of trustees will be set up around this. And basically, they will make decisions on what is necessary for the school. I must say that, you know, those things are not the brick and mortar stuff. It's the more subtle, additional stuff that you need in education, beyond, you know, education. For example, learning to play instruments, learning to play chess. These are very important things that would help us to project as a country. And then the other half gets reinvested back in the money. 10, 20 years down the line, what you will realize is that PRESEC will be sitting on huge funds. And we believe that, you know, together with the global Odadie, we want to get to a point where the school has internally generated funds that can run in just about anything that the student will need. So far as the student.
Would then that mean that you probably wouldn't have to rely so much on the old students coming back to, you know, put up, you know, infrastructure?
Oh, we would always rely. We would always rely on that. That is necessary. But we think that just like great institutions, you know, in North America and other places have done, they have endowment funds that support education. Yeah. And I think that's what we are thinking about. And we believe that with this trailblazing act, a lot of the other year groups, and indeed the Global Odadie, which already is also looking at you know, a fund, will continue to support the activities of the school.
And I just wanted to add on to what my brother said, that the fund, as it were, we have our global Odadie, which has an endowment fund in place. Yep. Ours is more like an excellence fund, which is in no way going to compete with it. It's more like a complementary aspect of the funding. And what we, incidentally, every single dime of this money came from within the Odadie 96 group. So that is a compliment which I would want to thank my people for, the entire membership of Odadie 96. And then also to indicate here and now that there were other things that we had done when he was mentioning. We've contributed immensely to the Odadie fraternity, and we will continue to do so. And so, like the new TV radio station that we have, I believe you know about it. When you go to the Zeno platform, we have Odadie Radio. These are finer things that we want to support with this excellence fund. Finer skills, not necessarily brick and mortar, but like robotics, if we want to support them, national science and maths quiz, any other things such that my brother talked about, to wholly develop the individual to become the PRESECans that the future holds for us.
Okay, so for the benefit of the Odadie fraternity that are watching us, if you could just run us through the programs that you have lined up.
All right, so we had our soiree to launch the program on the 29th of October, which was a huge success. And then during that program, the global president and the assistant headmaster, they mentioned that they had never seen such a thing before, such a nicely organized program. And taking off from that, it runs through on the 20th of November, come Saturday, on PRESEC campus from 7:30 a.m. We are gathering to have perhaps one of the biggest activities of the year. That is the Sports and Health Fiesta. And with this, we are going to have all manner of sporting activities, football and all that, indoor, outdoor games. And then we will also concurrently run a health screening program. We are aging, so we need to, and we are in the COVID situation. We want to ensure that at least as many of us are as healthy as we should be. So we're going to check on diabetic screening, hypertension, body mass index, all those ones for free. There are selected doctors that are going to be on standby to attend to any such advice that will be given to the people. Then on 24th, on that same day, we induct the 2011 year group into the Odadie fraternity.
Okay.
They've been handed over to us to nurture, to replicate what the Odadie 96 stands for. So we would have that. Then on the 24th, we will have a mentorship program where we are going to the students in the evening to be able to let them know their career path. So that if someone wants to become an architect like my brother, someone wants to become a medical doctor, an astronaut, what are the pathways to be able to get there, which is very important at this useful age. Right from then, on the 27th of November, which is the speech and prize giving day itself, it's going to be mammoth. The packages are, for lack of time and all, we are not able to go through that, but we're going to have a special occasion on that day. Following which, in the afternoon, we will have some form of dinner. Then on the next day, we have our Thanksgiving service at PRESEC. The speech and prize giving day, 27th, is the highlight of our programs, and it comes up at 9 a.m. at the PRESEC Assembly Hall.
Okay, all right. So there's, I'm sure if you have the opportunity, you keep on going on and on and on about all the things that you have lined up. But we have your contest coming up. That's coming up in the competition, and it's going to be live here, by the way, on the AM show. Well, the AM show ends right about now, but I want to say thank you to the two gentlemen who joined me. They are with the 96-year group, Odadie Augustus Richard Singh, who also happens to be the Honorary Secretary of the Ghana Institute of Architects, and Dr. Eric Asante Dakon. Thank you both for joining us. So that'll be it for the AM show, but I'll be handing you over. Mapitso Sevedi will be coming in to walk us through the NSMQ contest that we have lined up for today. Oh, yes, before you go, mention your sponsors quickly. We would want to, I'll leave you to mention the sponsors, but we want to thank the entire leadership of the Global Odadie, from Dr. Ernesto Furisapon, right, with his team, and then the headmaster and students of PRESEC, and then the Odadie 96 group themselves, contributing so immensely to this, and everyone that is associated with PRESEC. And then let me quickly thank Multimedia Group for having us. We're most grateful to you. Medicas Hospital, MTN Momo. Well, Medicas is Dr. Safu, who is a year mate. MTN Momo, Imperial Homes, also an Odadie Special Eyes Group, Dr. Forisa Poin's group. Odadie Eugene Ahin, of the head of comms at the presidency. Odadie Paula Dumoche, we'd like to thank you very much. The Watch Shop Limited, PM Wache, also an Odadie. Kofi and Sam, who you know, Mr. Simon Naivi, Dr. Mauli Nyakon, who are all year mates, Dr. Eric Asante Dakon, Vice President, Nia J. Kofe the fourth, who is also a year mate, Dr. Kwame Ntiadei, Mr. Julian Adumakon, and indeed myself, who are all sponsors of the event. So we are most grateful to all these. And we also want to wish our team the very best of luck, and to the entire team, every school, let them have the remembrance, let them be able to remember whatever they've learned, to give us a good, at the end of the day, we are all brothers. We want a good contest. A good contest. But the 7th is coming this time. It's coming home, you mean? All right, thank you to you both. Before we go, I have a special birthday dedication. It's from Moses Akrobotu. It says, I kindly wish my daughter, Sesi Awushi Abui Akrobotu of New Pathways Academy, Takrady, a happy birthday. It's from Daddy and Mommy, Komi and Ajo Kokui Akrobotu. We wish you a happy birthday here from ourselves here at the AM show. But thank you very much for watching. I'm Israelite, and I've been doing this with Nimado, who's out there speaking with the spare parts dealers, trying to get the expectations ahead of the presentation of the budgets. Thank you. Let's meet same time tomorrow for another edition. But as I indicated, Mapitso Sevedi is up here, and she's going to be anchoring the NSMQ contests coming up. PRESEC is featuring, and they're saying that they're winning for the 7th time. All right.